Afternoon guys, welcome along to episode number 2 on Oldtimer, where I'm going to be taking the brake master cylinder and clutch master cylinder out of this old chap and get it reconditioned, rebuilt. Going to be taking the slave cylinder off as well. Here's the brake and clutch master, very old school. Just a basic circuit. Treat myself to some new spanners. Oh, okay, that one's actually not connected. I was having nightmares about that one. Cool. And then we've got some bolts to take off. It's full of fluid at the minute because we tried bleeding it. I've WD-40'd everything, so let's see what happens. Just treating myself to some spanners by Silverline. Probably not the greatest, but you know, they'll do. You need imperial to work on these, so everything's 7/8, 13/16, a quarter, 1 1/4. We'll see. Sorry about the mess in here. It's a working truck after all. But let's get under the truck and get to the slave cylinder and drain the fluid out. Right, let's open up the top and see what the situation is. There's still fluid in there. Lovely. Take the lid off. Oh, it hasn't gone down. Yeah, we put some fresh fluid in there, but it didn't do the job. So now I've got to drain all of that out through the slave cylinder underneath. Let's get underneath. All right. Well, we're underneath. This is Oldtimer underneath. This is from the other side. Not what you usually see. At least the ground is fairly dry and I'm on a tarpaulin today, but let's try and find the slave. Oh, there it is. I need to get on the other side. Right by the wheel, motherfucker. Well, it's actually easier if I get in this way. Look, you can see it. Sweet. I put a bucket down there. I'm going to start pumping out the fluid now, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Almost there. Actually splattered everything everywhere, but I've got some brake cleaner to clean all that up, so it's no sweat. So you just keep pumping through. The pedals on the floor now. I don't know if you can hear that. The ports on this one are a 7/16. A bit of fluid's going to go everywhere in a sec. This is actually a spare port, so if you get any brake issues, there's a spare line that actually runs under the truck, which is pretty epic. Oh. Okay, that's that one. Let's see what the other side is. It's the same. Bit stiff, that one. Alright, that's that one done. Let's see if we can get this one out. Cool, that's a bit stiff, that one. Okay, might have to undo the thing out the cool. No flex on that one. Jesus, okay, fine. Have to undo the whole master cylinder then. Hold on to the bulkhead. It's a 9/16. For your reference, now bloody stiff. I'll have to get a bit of a bigger spanner on there. The master cylinder is off, and as you can see, the ports are screwed on one side, so it'll be feeding back. Nice. Gonna get it down to Jamesy now. Luckily, there's part numbers on the back, so we can find out which one's what. Sweet, made in the US of A. Back on the C60 today. Previous video you would have seen, well, clips earlier in this video, you would have seen me taking out the master cylinder. That's the one. I've had a delivery from Summit Racing and also from Rock Auto. I've got the truck shop manual, which is going to help me no ends. 1,000 pages. And then we got the very best off repair kit ×2, and a new Dorman sleigh cylinder for the clutch, and some Summit Racing stickers. Yes. We're at the one half of JJworks. The other half is there, manhandling a gearbox. The machine. And Jamesy is going to take apart my master cylinder so we can see what's wrong with it. What do you reckon, Jamesy?
So
Texas dirt?
Slightly leaky master cylinder. Let's have a look in there.
I did drain it out for you.
Seal's not too bad. Certainly not been leaking externally, is it?
No, it was dry as a bone on the actual truck now.
Yeah, a little bit of residual.
A little bit of residual in there.
Yeah, nothing too major.
But this is the...
So basically you've got one side for the brakes and the other side for the clutch. That one's very free. This one very, very stiff, and it has a lot of resistance coming back up as opposed to that one, which is
that
really,
would be
really
the clutch
quite
side,
good.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. So probably got an internal seal point to take them out.
I hate these things. they're like...
Do it in a controlled fashion and you're alright normally. Oh, there we go. Nice little mess there, look.
Thought I got it all out for you.
That's it. So that's basically all it is.
Still look fairly new, isn't it?
They do, but there's a little bit of rust there.
That's because they haven't put the dust boot on there.
No, that's it. So yeah, you can see where it's had moisture in there, so it's at a level with moisture, because obviously with brake fluid, in an ideal situation you won't have any moisture in it whatsoever. So if it's been sat at any point where the level's been slightly low for a leak or something like that, and then you introduce water into it, or even damp air, that's where you get the discoloration from.
And then you get the milky colour, which looks like it's in that reservoir.
It is very, very
milky, yeah.
It's not very nice. It's not great nice, but yeah.
Well, that's going to work.
Yeah, pass the MOT.
The seal's really not sealing, is it?
So inside here,
the seal's gone.
It's not always that easy to get out, so we might have to get some compressed air on the situation.
Oh. Watch out, Joe, put your crash helmet on.
Oh, the airline's over here, buddy.
Right, bit of air. Oh.
Let's do it in a bit of a safer way.
Oh, something popped. There it is.
Okay.
What's that then?
That, when it comes out, there we go.
Ah.
That is your main seal,
Okay.
coupled with
Spring
the return spring. So over time, when they go very weak, about the workshop noise in the background. Yeah, basically that's your return spring. So unless that snaps or goes weak, it's not really a major problem. So everything looks okay in there. It's not particularly corroded. No, that's it. It's basically that's all you've got. So you effectively have just your piston, which that is where your back of your pedal goes into. So you've got your rod
on the
goes in there.
Right now as we speak.
Then obviously that slides in and out of that bore, and that pushes and pulls the fluid backs and forwards. Now, if you've got a sticky cylinder, you've either got, or sticky piston, you've either got a weak spring, or the spring has snapped, or the seals inside the cylinder themselves have either flipped over, because they can.
It just takes like a small amount, doesn't it, to wear that away?
It'll only take one little bit of dust or burr inside there to repeatedly wear every time you push the pedal. So that over time will create a back feed, so the pressure it creates bleeds back into itself again, so it effectively doesn't pass the fluid.
And that is my problem.
Yes, so it looks like a combination of rust. You have got a little bit, so it will need a little bit of a hone out.
Environment where my trucks come from.
The lack of a dust seal will certainly do that. You've got quite a lot of inside there. It's very hard to see in that light, but you can see quite a lot of rust. That's right at the top of the stroke, so it shouldn't really cause you any major problem, but that will work its way down over time. Let's pull out the other side.
which is the better side because that's got some resistance to it.
My pliers are falling apart.
One side, the seal was fine. What I saw of it.
Yeah, that was the, if I remember rightly, that was the brake side.
Left side was strong.
Yeah.
We could have had some brakes. We could have just whopped it into gear and started
Without
it.
anything though.
Oh yeah.
Both sealed. It's about which one's gone. One's gone.
Yeah. Forget about that.
Fast and so good.
That's why they, on the school buses, they put separate ones on there.
Okay, this one's even worse.
Oh right.
Should we slow it down on the gears if you still got
Well, that one, Loz, is absolutely full.
Look, the tight gits have only bought one rebuild kit because they are.
That is one half of a
Different.
rebuild kit, one half of factory, but that is absolutely full of crystallised
Dirt.
dirt and all sorts of crud. It's
Texas farm.
very,
the wrong
very.
sort of moisture.
Yeah.
It's not the sort of
Water
moisture you want. No, it's quite. That's in much worse condition than the other one is.
That-
but
yeah, I'm quite surprised at that.
yeah, it's very hard to see. Those holes aren't completely unblocked. They've got crap and.
Is that,
crud.
oh, so the fluid would push through that?
Yeah, so
Oh, right, I
that's
see.
this one there. They're completely clear as a bell. That one, yeah, it's definitely.
So it's kind of a good thing I've got two rebuild kits then, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. But the colour of that,
Oh, look at that, that's screwed. That is not good.
not
That is,
nice
that is
at
not
all.
.4 rated.
Certainly doesn't smell like .4. Just pop this one out.
Where'd you put that service at, James?
On the shelf.
Like a little start.
That'll come out far easier. But you can see it's got residue on the bottom there. It's probably just plating off of the end of the spring seat. It's interesting. It's missing its. Doesn't appear to have its little seat on the end of that. So,
Oh, interesting.
certainly not in the end of there. But
Well,
No,
you
well,
probably got them home in the field.
yeah, there you go. So
It's probably in the glove box.
no, that's it. So I think we'll give that a good clean up,
Yeah,
blast it up,
yeah.
lick a paint, and we'll hone those bores out, and then hopefully end up with something that's serviceable.
That works. And then that means I can drive the truck.
Yeah. And the
Awesome.
next chapter begins.
Yeah. We will be back soon with a little update. It's surgery day today. Many moons have passed because, well, this is a 1 1/8 master cylinder. The truck should have been fitted with a 1 1/4 master cylinder, but this one also fits, and I bought the rebuild kit for the 1 1/4. Being a 2-ton, it should have had that, but I had to order the 1 1/8 rebuild set ×2, and they come from Rock Auto very quick. This is a Dorman first stop, still available. Amazing. Can't even get cars that are 10 years old here, and we're going to be
Bit of a worry though.
rebuilding. Yeah, made in China, but made in America.
Yes.
Today we are going to be blasting the casing
Get the housing. We'll do
and
the
the
lid.
housing,
Do
lid.
the lid there. Bolt looks okay, so we'll probably leave that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get all this prepped up and get it ready to put back together after some paint.
I'm excited to see the blasting process and see how it works. Cool. All right, let's get into it. James is just trialing out the blast cabinet to see if it's all dialed in, and that's for 2 seconds.
Pretty bloody good, that.
Mate, I can't wait to see the results. It's gonna be epic.
One clean cap.
Lovely. Show us the business end.
One nice clean.
Wow, look at that.
What a difference. There you
That's
go.
nuts. It's like almost
Proudly
brand new.
Made in USA.
Made in the
there.
USA. We couldn't even really see them numbers.
No, nice and clean in there as well. Good to go.
Awesome. Oh.
Get it going.
Huh? I've got it filming, yeah.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, we're doing the satisfying pill.
Yeah, you've got to get the
look at that.
little.
You can do one.
There we go. Look, ready? There you go. Look.
Peel it. Peel it. Peel it. All right. So Jamesy, how are we going to rebuild this?
Right.
You're the man that knows.
A little bit of lube in there.
You always have to lube up your crevices
So
before you stick in your spring.
Yeah, we'll have to refer to your diagram just to double check.
Oh, let me get the diagram. Oh, no nudes on my phone, it's just fucking trucks. People are like, oh, wait, look at your pictures. Right. Did you finger that good?
Yeah, it's all good.
Spit on it?
Yeah.
Right. Which bit do you want to know?
Right.
So there's one.
All I want to know is orientation of that. So we've got it that way around.
Yeah,
so
that way.
we have
Got the
goes in
diagram.
first. Little washer.
Washer.
Then we have spring.
Spring.
Then we have
Cap.
lubed up cover plate.
Tells you what. Oh no, I didn't save this. The text. Oh, that's tight.
That's a nice fit in there.
Thanks, China. Made in America, China. American made in China.
Look
Ooh,
at that.
that's a nice pop.
Beautiful. So we've got
Oh,
to
do
get.
you want these?
Yes, I need
Some of them.
little implement. Oh no!
Oh, no,
Oh
it's
dear, that's an
falling
epic fail. That is. That's ran the wrong way. Yeah, just cut that bit out.
Yeah, we'll edit that.
Oh my god! You have to cut that bit out as well.
No, we'll save it in because.
Take 3.
Yeah.
That's it.
When I come along with the extended microphones. That's gonna. And if I'm not careful, yeah.
No, it won't ping.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Do you need car transport? In the Surrey area, the Nationwide Car Transport's the one you need to use. James, I'm running out of adverts. Fancy some chicken? Simpson's chicken in Chertsey. Fix on the circlips. I hate things. Alright. Let me know when it's here. I just think they would have had to do that in the field. Sweet. There's one, well done.
No, that's what I think was over there. Because I was standing there doing that, getting
There we go.
Boom.
One fully operational.
Yes.
Put its little hat on.
Lovely jubbly. Look at that. She is fresh. Oh, we shouldn't assume it's gender.
No, that's it.
We might
It'll
have
be
said-
very, a little bit politically
The
correct.
one that was on that slave cylinder as well, that was well tight together. Mr. Farmer from Texas, if you're watching this and this is your old truck, you should have put these dust boots on, you bastard. The whole problem of why. And when I find you...
Wouldn't have rusted if you put them on.
Yeah, exactly. Then you wouldn't have exported your shit truck to the UK and some mugs bought it. Because you'd still be using it. You hearing me, Farmer Giles?
Here we go.
Job done, look at that.
Sorted.
Better than brand new.
Fully rebuilt. Leak free.
Sweet. Well happy with that. Now I've got to try and get the rods through that hole.
A little bit of lube. Works wonders.
That one for the album. Right, fast forward a couple of days. after we've put the master cylinder together and it is now fitted in the bay, guess what? It's moved from its resting place. 2.5 months I think I've had this now, and now it's out in the sun moving under its own steam. Look at it. It's so cool. I was getting used to the size of it. When you pull it out of the parking space, it's ginormous. So now now I can flip it round and sort out the rear end, because in America that satisfies lighting regulations, and over here that's not going to satisfy lighting regulations. And I can flip it round, paint the rest of the frame up. If anyone wants to buy this Ram, it's going to be coming off. It's not needed for me. It will be coming off. Should we go for a little spin then? Alright then, you twisted my arm. That's why I remember while we were in the engine bay, after doing some research, this is a 1979 350 small block, which makes this even cooler than what it is. And I'm going to see how I get on with it first before I swap out for a Cummins diesel. So it might run. We're going to get the diesel engine and I'm going to refresh it, put some easy modifications on to get the power up, really waking the beast up. But I think this 350 is going to be pretty cool for the moment. And I also want to say a big thanks to Jamesy, who's done the master cylinder work. Look at it, it looks fabulous in the bay. He's the man that last night was underneath the truck and we were bleeding up the clutch. So I've put a new master cylinder and slave cylinder in there. There's no point, the parts are really cheap, might as well do it. So then you've got the fact that you're not running on 60-year-old cylinders. So I want to say a big thanks to the man that made it move, Jamesy at JJworks, for this. And he's going to help me bleed up the brakes, because I've got no brakes at the minute. So trying to stop this, it's got a dead man's handle, like handbrake, like early fly off that locks up, but that's not ideal. You need brakes to stop something like this. But all right, let's close the bonnet down. Being a short person, let's go for a little drive. Come on then, let's go for a little drive. Hopefully you can see. I've got no brakes, so I'm using this. centre prop bearing needs doing. So bad. There, can you see?